We're going to have to come up with answers that set politics aside.
Oh, they don't hear us.
They don't hear us.
They don't hear us.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
They don't hear us.
Yeah, I got it. They don't listen. They don't hear us.
They don't hear us.
I'm telling them, but they ain't listening.
I'm from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and they don't hear us.
They don't hear us.
We're gonna bring you some stuff that's gonna make you feel better. They don't hear us.
They don't hear us.
Hey, and shout out to the folks who are covering this coalition, because they don't hear us. Good morning, everyone. My name is Timothy Hughes. I'm with the Free the Vote Coalition today, and this is day 3 of our convening here in Nashville, Tennessee, where we're bringing together all the members of our coalition and talking about the work of centering the voices of formerly incarcerated and justice-impacted individuals. It's been a really amazing and incredible opportunity for us to meet some of the folks that we've been exchanging with online, and to be a part of the Free the Vote Coalition has really been an inspiring and an engaging experience for me and for so many of the other folks who are part of the Free the Vote Coalition. A lot of the discussions that we've been having have been around some of the changes that have been happening in our state as it relates to enfranchising the voices of those who have been impacted by the criminal legal system and actually freeing the votes of individuals who have been impacted by that system here in the state of Tennessee and throughout the state. We've seen voices and perspectives from a lot of different folks who are coming here from all 95 counties to have their voices heard. So to be a part of this coalition and the work that it's been doing has really been gratifying, and we hope that you will continue to stay tuned with the work that we're doing to free the vote in Tennessee.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Tell me why you here.
I'm here because I came to support my comrades, Dawn Harrington, Jacola, and Free Hearts, and I came here because they have a free the vote convening, and I have to be present.
Man, thank you.
You're welcome.
And so tell me how you feel like the system has been set up to like hurt you or hold you back.
How much time you have? How much time you have? One thing that I know for sure is that the system locks up black, brown, and indigenous people more than they lock up anybody for petty crimes, and then they give you a lengthy sentence for something that you could actually be home taking care of your family. When the system lock up black women, aunts, grandmothers, they locking up the entire family. The system is actually running exactly how it was built to run. The system was built to run to keep black people oppressed, and this is what it continues to do every single day.
And ain't it funny how, well not funny, I use that word funny, but it's really not funny, that even after you've done your time, it still follows you, like it's almost like having a mark on you.
Okay, so I've been having this conversation for the past couple of years, and I just found a few of my comrades that are on board for me to try to figure out how. First of all, I'm a prison abolitionist. I do not think that prisons serve a purpose at all. But in the event that they still continue to have prisons, there's no way that a person should be sentenced to time, have to come out on parole or probation, and pay a fine if their case calls for that. I think that's sentencing me 3 times. And if I can't close all the prisons, I need to come up with a bill, a campaign, a ballot initiative, something that you won't sentence me 3 times. Because that is definitely triple jeopardy.
Thank you so much. Your name again here?
My name is Justine Moore. I am one of the co-founder members of the National Council for Incarcerated Women, Incarcerated Women and Girls. I am founder of Empowerment Before, During, and After, and I'm out of Brooklyn, New York, and glad to be here in Tennessee right now.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
So we're going to go through this rights restoration process, and as we move through these slides, you will see why I said that this is heavy stuff this morning, and like I said, I do apologize, but it is one of like the most important things, and it is the crux of why we're here. It is the crux of why we have our bill, and y'all tell me what the bill number is.
HB 1256.
All right, Mr. Webb. All right, so this is not my laptop, so I don't even know how this works.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't raise my hand.
Okay, so this is the rights restoration process in Tennessee. So, of course, as most of you know, who have either had your voting rights restored, if you work with people trying to get their voting rights restored, or if you would like to have your voting rights restored and have started the process, and you know that Tennessee has one of the most complicated processes in the entire country when it comes to trying to get your voting rights restored. You've probably heard this number, 471,000 folks that are disenfranchised here in the state of Tennessee. We talk about that number all the time. We are number 2 in the country with the number of folks that we are disenfranchising because of a felony conviction on their record. We are the only state that ties voter restoration, linked it with child support. We talked about that yesterday, and some folks got some gift cards because they answered that right. And some may know, some may not know, but Tennessee has we are like number 1 in the state for number 1 in the country, for disenfranchisement of Black and brown communities. And in the, you might not think that that's a big deal, but in the grand scheme of things, this is one of the reasons why this here and the number of people that we're disenfranchising, why we don't have the political power that we need right now in order to see change in Tennessee. And it's one of the reasons why we're here, so that we can free the vote and build up that political power. As far as like the rights restoration process is concerned, we look at it according to these 3 dates here, and these 3 dates mean different things. And for whatever reason, when it comes to rights restoration, and you'll see in a couple of the slides, like Tennessee likes dividing things according to dates, and there's no rhyme or reason as to what these dates are. But before January 15th of 1973, you only lost your right to vote if you were convicted of certain offenses, and you had to be rendered infamous, right? So that rendered infamous was really important because you could be convicted of a certain offense but not rendered infamous, and you didn't lose your voting rights. Then from January 15th, 1973 through May 17th, 1981, no one lost their right to vote. There's a typo, it's supposed to be time period, not tone period. Raheem, he knows folks that's within this time period right here that never lost their right to vote. And so sometimes we think, we're like, oh, 1973 is so long ago, 1981. But I mean, really and truly, it wasn't that long ago. And like I said, Raheem was actually, incarcerated with some men who were actually voting in prison, and they have since been released, and, they're still voting. And then this right here, after 1981, everyone with a felony conviction from that date lost their right to vote. And so this right here, after 1981, that's really where we see most of the folks there, right there in that category. And this right here, we talked about this yesterday. This was a trivia question. There could possibly be another one again today. So this is just about, the eligibility in order for you to be able to get your voting rights restored. And we talked about how you cannot have an ineligible conviction. First and foremost, you must have completed your sentence of probation, parole, or if you just had a sentence of jail time. There's the court costs and restitution, that is the bane of our existence up there. And then, of course, right now the statute currently says that you must be current on your child support. But something happened last year in June. It's called Falls v. Goins, and that was a Supreme Court case. Our Blair Bowie, who is here from Campaign Legal Center, she argued that case in front of the Supreme Court. I'm sure she can tell you all about it. She probably knows it because she lives with it and breathes it every single day. But the Elections Division read the interpretation of Falls v. Goins and said that you have to have a full pardon from the governor, or you have to have your full citizenship rights restored before you can fill out the certificate of restoration. And so we're going to go over this because this is where we are right now. You may have heard yesterday when we were asking about the process to get your rights restored, and Jeremy, who's not here, he was talking about Falls v. Goins and the new process and stuff. And, we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday, but we'll go into a lot more detail about it today. We'll answer, questions that you have. I'll answer them. Joy Radice is a lawyer here that's worked on this. She can help if anybody has any questions, as well as Blair.
What does GCA mean again?
Tennessee Code annotated, sorry.
Tennessee Code.
Tennessee Code annotated, so it's the statute, sorry.
Go back.
Hold on, he said go back. Is this the slide that you want?
Hey, good morning. We're here today with the Free Vote Convenient. We're here to stand in solidarity with our sister Dawn here for Tennessee. We are the National Council for Incarcerated, Formerly Incarcerated Women and Girls, and I'm just so excited and so glad to be here today.
Hey, I'm Dawn Harrington, and I'm the Executive Director of Free Hearts. We're part of this Free the Vote Coalition, and I'm so happy our sisters is here. It's about to go down. We're going to free the vote in Tennessee, around the country, and hey, everywhere.
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 Hey.
Hey.
Sarah Clark. I came to free the vote because I have two godsons that live in Memphis in Shelby County, and they are ex-felons. They've been given that title, but they have been free, served their time far past 10 years, way past 10 years. They're good citizens, they have been working, they're independent, they have skills, they train and they teach, and I asked, why must they be deprived of their full rights as a citizen of the United States of America? Yes, they served their time. And now here they are out working, paying taxes and giving to the communities. But you hold them, you're still holding them and depriving them of their full rights as citizens of this great nation. That's why I'm here, to speak for them and anyone else that's dealing with the same type of issue. And in the community where I live, the community is filled with those that are like these same two godsons of mine. And I came, in spite of my disabilities, my physical disabilities, I came to suffer my pain to speak for them and those that are not here to speak for themselves.
To basically give a voice to the voiceless.
Exactly, yes. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Melody Cashin, and I'm here so people that lost their right to vote can get it back. I think people need to be able to vote and be involved. I know a lot of people are locked up for nonviolent and cannabis-related crimes, and I think it's awful that they've lost their right to vote, and when somebody turns their life around, they definitely should get it back.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to turn it over to our fearless leader, Ms. Dawn Harrington, and she's going to talk to y'all about how to talk to your representatives.
All right, everyone should have this paper meeting with your legislators that came around. If you don't have it, it's on this table right here. All right, and I know it's been a really heavy morning. However, lunch is almost here. It's in 20 minutes, so we almost there, y'all. In fact, if you stand up, stretch, touch toes, wiggle it out, go right ahead. That really just helped me, actually. All right. So, how many people here have ever met with their legislators? Raise your hand. All right. Does anybody want to say kind of how that experience was?
I've met with several different times. It was interesting. They were very friendly and willing to meet with me. There were instances where they acted supportive to my face, that when it came down to the vote, that the support was not there, but they definitely led me to believe that they would be. But I did find that pretty much all of them were willing and happy to meet with me and at least listen to what I had to say. whether or not they agree or not.
I know that's right. That was a great assessment, and I think a lot of us have experienced it. Does one other person want to say how their meetings were?
I always feel like when I meet with my legislators about specific issues like this, they actually have no clue about what's happening at all. Like I'm actually having to educate them more so than actually even converse about the issue.
So true about that conversation, because there's been some times I'm like, mind-blown emoji, like, confused emoji, like what are we talking about here, emoji, and send it when it comes to those meetings. And so, really, a lot of times they do need to hear from us so that we can tell them how things are in real life, because they're passing these laws like left and right, this, that, and the other, and you know, sometimes they don't care, but literally sometimes they don't know from what's on paper that they did and how that actually is in practice. We know, because we're the experts in our own experience, we're the people that knows how, okay, what y'all put on paper, this is how this is messing up my life right now. And so schooling them and educating them, I think that's really important. So on here, I'm just going to go through a few things about how a legislative meeting will go, and a little bit too about legislative strategy. And first of all, I just want to say that, you know, the legislators, even if you're not able to vote, they're still your representative in the House and in the Senate. And so you have every right to go up there and tell them how you feel, how you would like them to vote, how the things that they're doing are impacting you, what you want them to block, what you want them to support. You know, we've even had some of them to go, if somebody calls us from a prison in a certain place, and it's in this person's district, and some stuff is going on, hey, you need to go check on them because they have free reign to go in and out of the prisons as well. And so there's other things you can also reach out to them about, and, you know, they're supposed to, you know, be the representative to be in the legislature, but operating on the behalf of their constituents. And so on the top of this paper, you'll see at the top there's a meeting format, and I just kind of broke it down like this because typically those meetings are 15 minutes. And 15 minutes can go by really, really fast. And to what Melody said, like a lot of times, it seems like they're supportive and you get in there, and it's like, wait a minute, what just happened as far as when they do the vote? And so what you want to do is try to maximize that 15 minutes and really make sure that you get your point across, as well as if you're to the point where you think you can ask for support or you can ask them to oppose at the end, if you're trying to count your votes, then you need to ask them straight up, because that what you just said is one thing we learned early on, like, is things sounded good, we're like, oh, okay, we got all these people that's gonna do it, let's run it, and then we go there and they just murdered our bill, like, killed it right down the spot. It's like, wait, I thought we were cool. I thought you heard what I had to say. I thought you were feeling it. But that's not the case. And so we have to ask straight up, cut all of the formalities, like, are you going to support this or not? Sometimes they will commit, sometimes they won't, but you still should ask. So I put this on here as if you were the constituent, because it's our belief that constituents, because those are the ones they're supposed to be accountable to, will be the best people to come in there. But still, you might meet with other people that's not the constituents, that you're not constituents of. But I'm just, in this meeting with legislators, it's about talking to your legislators, okay? But you can also not say that you're the constituent. So, does anybody want to come up here and kind of act it out with me? To come up? All right, you representative Dakota. Send your
I'm going to be acting as her senator. And she's my constituent coming to meet with me. Normally, they're not even in the office yet.
You might just have to switch. Okay. Hi, Senator Lane. How are you doing? I'm your constituent. My name is Dawn Harrington. I've actually been living in this district for 20 years. And actually, my grandparents, all the way back to my grandparents, we all grew up right here in this district, and we love this community. Thank you, first of all, for being with me. I'm here to speak to you about House Bill 1256 and ask for you to support.
Okay, what is House Bill 56? And I think I know your grandparents.
Yeah, you do, because I heard, never mind. So House Bill 1256 is a bill that removes barriers to voting rights restoration, specifically 3 barriers that prevent people from being able to restore their right to vote. And this is something that's really important to me because I am, formerly incarcerated and I've been disenfranchised as well. And so what it does is remove court costs as a barrier. You don't it doesn't absolve the debt, basically doesn't forgive the debt of court costs, but I owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in court costs, and so it prevents that barrier. I'm paying as much as I can, but it prevents that barrier. The other thing, it prevents the barrier of court child support. So again, we're the only state that requires child support, but and some of the people that I know actually have child support as a barrier, and again, they're trying everything that they can, but they're not able to do it. And the last one is permanent exclusion. I believe that everybody should be able to vote, and nobody should be excluded due to what their charges is, but we're one of the states that permanently excludes people from restoring their right to vote, and I just think that's wrong. I think everybody should participate if it's a democracy. So it's important to me because not being able to vote, there's been many elections that I wanted to participate in. I can't vote now, just so that y'all know I got my voting rights back in 2020, but not in this very hard, but just stick at it. But not being able to vote, when I was not able to vote, actually, there were so many elections that passed by that I was devastated that I couldn't participate in. And these were key elections that really determined some change in our community. And so I really want to participate. I really think these upcoming elections are so important, and I really want to be able to participate in them. So that's why it's important to me. So what are your thoughts on the issue?
Well, I support people voting now. I think, a lot of my colleagues might have issues with what you were saying about everybody should be able to vote. I don't really know if I can do anything about that, Ms. Harrington. But I'm glad you were able to get your voting rights back, and I support other people, but I just don't know what my colleagues are going to say or do about this. I mean, you have my support, absolutely, but I don't know if I can help you with my other committee members.
Well, thank you so much for being transparent, and second of all, thank you for your support, because I was actually just about to ask you, can you support, so I appreciate you just letting me know up front. And as far as with your colleagues, other people will be meeting with them, and I may join them as well, but we will definitely try, but maybe you can let them know that you were willing to support. In fact, would you be willing to co-sponsor the bill?
Well, let me see how many I'm sponsoring, because I got a lot on my plate. Who's the current sponsor?
It's Leader Atterbury.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see what I can do. Just reach out to my intern.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. You have a great day. Thank you. And thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Tournier. I'm joined this movement because I'm trying to get my voting rights back. I've been out of the penitentiary for over 20 years and keep getting to run around and come out here and maybe in Arizona, interstate, come back to Tennessee, so they want me to bounce me back and forth.
And so where are you from?
I paroled out here to Tennessee. I've been here since 2003.
Okay.
But I've been trying to get my voting rights back. Now, I did a deposition for it, with the governor's attorney and stuff like that. Right after that deposition, they changed the law. So now I got to get all my rights back, but they keep trying to bounce me back to Arizona. Arizona keeps bouncing me back to Tennessee because I interstate compact years old. I'm actually property in Tennessee. But I've been out parole since 2003.
And listen to that word you said, you're property of Tennessee.
Well, that's what it was when you're on parole.
Right.
They just changed it from Arizona to here to do my parole.
Yeah, but ain't that crazy how they say that you're property? Like,
right. As soon as they take your rights away, you're property.
Mm-hmm.
In the what do you want to call it? The business side of it, or the human rights side of it, you don't have human rights no more.
Right. So they don't just belittle you while you're in there, incarcerated. It even follows you.
I've been out 20 years. No charges, no crimes. Working, making, paying taxes. I don't have no problem not voting.
Right.
If they're not gonna let me vote, then they shouldn't be taking my taxes from me.
I'm in the same position, and I said the same thing. That's crazy.
I make $100,000 a year, or $170,000 a year. So all that taxes I pay should be going back to my pocket if I can't vote my opinion.
Right.
In my opinion.
No, exactly. I agree.
I was gonna say my opinion because it gets me in trouble if I don't. So when Ms. Blair started this out, they kept kind of pushing it back, saying I had to go to Arizona to get my rights back. They've done mailed a letter saying that they've released me totally where I can get my rights back. But now, since I understand compacting my parole here in Tennessee, Arizona said I have to do it here in Tennessee. And every time we try to do one step closer, they push us 5 steps back. Because now I got to get all my rights back instead of just my voting rights.
Let me ask you a couple more questions. How much more time do you have to spend on parole?
I've been on parole since 2003. I got released June 21st of 2003. I was on parole in November. Arizona, you do 85% of your time. I do have some restitution. I found out I do still have some restitution out there. But it's only like $1,500 for those.
$1,500? Okay, we're good. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we got the control.
Okay, yeah. So we got to follow.
And we can really look. And the way we come together and the way we've been devising strategy and the issues that we've been discussing, all this gonna be done. Hey, bro. Yeah.